Hello, my friends on YouTube. Reality is, I wanted to make a video every week to expose the killing of many people ordered by Muhammad. Before that, we were talking about what was going on the stage from the Islamic people and Islamic religion and Islamic leaders. However, there was nothing going on, so that's why I thought to um, expose Muhammad. However, these days there are a few things are happening. One of them still the journalist Khashoggi, the Saudi journalist who have disappeared or rather killed by the Saudi authority with the knowledge of the king, or at least the crown prince of Saudi Arabia, although they are denying that, and everybody say neither the king nor uh, the crown prince knew about what was going on. Let's start with the first incident. There is a lady, an Austrian lady from Austria, 47 years old. She said that Muhammad uh, had sexual relationship with children. So some Muslim took her to court and she was ordered to pay a fine of 480 euro. That is not really the issue. The issue is as I see the translation, because I read it on BBC Arabic, she seems to be, at least what the translation is saying, that she didn't mean to insult the Prophet. And that was the mistake. If she really said that, that is a mistake. Even if she had to pay double of the amount of money, even if she had gone to prison, I would suggest it is better to stand up now while still time. We should not be intimidated by the terrorist and the Islamic ideology, which is terrorism practically. So they try to silence us, silence everybody, and they call it Izdara al-Adyan, which means, it translates, um, they actually try to include Islamic religion with the rest of religions, especially the Abrahamic religion, so it will gain some legitimacy as a religion. And they say we should not insult, something to that effect. We should not insult the religions that God sent to us, which means Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. So they push themselves with them, with Judaism and Christianity. So we shouldn't criticize, actually it means also we shouldn't criticize these three religions. However, Judaism is criticized all the time, even by the Jewish people. Christianity is criticized all the time, but by Christian and non-Christian, and even is insulted. The teaching of Christianity is condemned and insulted in Quran. And the Christian and the Jews are likened to pigs and monkeys and rats. Rats is in the hadith. The Jews were made rats. So Muhammad in his Quran and in his hadith, he can insult other religions However, everyone else has no right to look deep into Islam and criticize Islam. And if you do, we'll take you to court and you'll be paid fine first. If you do it again, you will go to jail. No, I would prefer to go to jail. You know what? I would prefer even to die and face you face to face and tell you that your guy, I don't say he was a prophet, they claim he wasn't. That Muhammad, he was a dirty, filthy guy. He was a pedophile. He had sexual relationship with a 9 years old. I'm saying it, and I hope everyone else would. Don't be afraid of the consequence. Speak up your mind. You are a free person. Okay. That lady didn't say her name. She's from Austria, and she's 47 years old, and she calls herself S, the letter S. If should you ever come to that position, we should really stand in solidarity and face this evil teaching head on and tell them, yes, yes, this is evil. He committed evil. Even if he was a prophet, he committed evil. To have sexual relationship with a 9 years old, with 9 years old child, this is wrong. Wrong in the past, wrong today, and wrong in the future. All right? Normally, when you confront, this I'm giving a warning, when you confront a Muslim with the evil that they are committing, they normally change the subject to guilt shame you. So they will normally say, look what is happening in the Catholic Church now. The priest, many of the priests are raping the children, which is true. It is true. But that two wrong does not make it right. They are both wrong, but they try to direct the conversation by trying to shame you. No, but they are both wrong. And by the way, there were rape cases also by Muslim clerks in the mosque. So it doesn't mean that they don't do these things. There are many sick people. That's not, unfortunately, we are not in an ideal world. So there are many mentally ill people. They do all kinds of strange things. And this is not only in the Catholic countries or in the Western world or Western society. Excuse me. This is all over. This mental illness is found all over the world. So don't let them guilt shame you by telling you, oh, look what the crusade did. Reality is that crusade was self-defense fight. Why? Because the Muslims, they were actually attacking, sweeping the land of North Africa to Spain, all the way to France. Huh? Looting, killing, murdering, and taking women to be sex slaves from all these countries, and they were selling them in the slave market. And because they were white, they were more expensive than the black, and more expensive than the Middle Eastern women because the blonde, there were more demand on them. If the girl or the woman is blonde, has higher price. If she's a virgin, is much higher. So they were selling them like cattle. So at certain point, the Christian got angry. They said, no, that's enough. That is enough. Let's push back. So the crusade was actually to push them back. What were they doing in Spain? What were they doing in North Africa? Who was threatening them of these people? Nobody. They came to this area to rob, to kill the men, and to take the women and the girls as sex slaves. Okay? And that's why the crusade was necessary to stop this evil. So don't let them guilt shame you or pretend that Islam is so peaceful and they didn't do any wrong. And they tell you the crusade was a necessity to stop this evil. All right? Now, we go to the situation of the journalist Khashoggi, the Saudi journalist who have been murdered. Now we can see that Trump, he doesn't want to get deep into it because this is one incident and there is business and there is money on the line and there is economy. So he doesn't seem to me, at least, that he does not want to dig deep into the situation. He just criticized them and he said this was the worst incident of murder in all of history. Probably he is unaware of the type of murders that Muhammad had done before. But I'm certain that he doesn't know the Islamic history and what they had done to people. Anyway, and Saudi Arabia seems to have come to terms with Turkey because Turkey was the United States because of the Christian minister. He was in jail and they used him as a bargaining chip. America put embargo on Turkey, so the Turkish economy almost collapsed. So they need money. This guy from Qatar, was it Tamim, Mohammed bin Tamim of that's this Qatar where Al Jazeera exists, gave them few $1 billion to revive their economy, but was not enough. So that was a good chance for them now to put pressure on Saudi Arabia. We need more. So we have the recording, visual and audio recording. If you don't pay to save our economy and our face, that we are the coming caliphate, we are going to expose you. And it seems they have come to term how much Saudi Arabia will pay to save the Turkish economy and how much Saudi Arabia will negotiate new business with America. And forget about that man, Khashoggi. This is sickening, I'm sorry to say it, and money should not be above principles. These people committed atrocity and they should be asked about what they have done, and there should be justice. It doesn't matter whether you agree or disagree with this journalist. It's not the issue, but you cannot be doing that. Going and killing people, anybody who disagrees with you, you go and kill them. Thank you very much, and we will see you again.